In the quiet suburbs of a bustling city, there lived a man named Andrew. He was an unassuming figure, with tousled brown hair and a perpetual furrowed brow. His friends often teased him about being the eternal thinker, but what they didn't realize was that Andrew's mind was a battleground. From the moment he opened his eyes in the morning, his thoughts descended upon him like an unrelenting storm. It was as if his mind was a runaway train, hurtling down the tracks with no brakes. The simplest of decisions, like choosing what to wear or what to eat for breakfast, became excruciating tasks. Andrew's overthinking extended beyond the mundane. At work, he would agonize over every email he sent, second-guessing his choice of words and fretting about potential misinterpretations. Social interactions were even more challenging. He would replay conversations in his mind, scrutinizing every word and gesture, searching for hidden meanings that likely didn't exist. This constant mental chatter took a toll on Andrew's well-being. He often found himself exhausted by midday, his energy sapped by the endless stream of thoughts. Evenings were no better. He would lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying the events of the day and worrying about the uncertainties of tomorrow. The burden of overthinking was not lost on Andrew. He knew he was trapped in a cycle of rumination, but breaking free from it seemed like an insurmountable challenge. His mind had become a prison, and he was the reluctant inmate. One gloomy evening, as raindrops tapped against his window, Andrew sat in his dimly lit living room, a swirl of thoughts engulfing him. He picked up his phone and began to search for a way out of this mental labyrinth. It was time to find a path toward a quieter, more peaceful mind. Little did he know that his search would mark the beginning of a transformative journey, one that would lead him to the elusive art of stopping overthinking. As Andrew delved into the world of self-help articles, forums, and books, he realized he was not alone in his battle against overthinking. There were countless others who shared his struggle, seeking solace in the digital realm. It was both comforting and disheartening to know that he was not the only one burdened by his own thoughts. Late one night, after hours of scrolling through various articles, Andrew stumbled upon a video titled "The Fastest Way to Stop Overthinking." It featured a charismatic speaker who claimed to have conquered the art of quieting the mind. Intrigued and somewhat skeptical, Andrew clicked on the video. The speaker, a psychologist named Dr. Sarah Roberts, stood on a brightly lit stage, radiating confidence and warmth. She spoke with a clarity that resonated deeply with Andrew. Dr. Roberts explained that overthinking was a common issue rooted in the brain's evolutionary history. She assured her viewers that there were scientific approaches to break free from the shackles of incessant rumination. Andrew watched with rapt attention as Dr. Roberts introduced him to the concept of cognitive psychology. She described how the brain, over millions of years, had developed the habit of overthinking as a survival mechanism. In the wild, early humans needed to be hyper-aware of potential dangers, and this tendency to constantly assess threats had carried over into modern life. But as Dr. Roberts continued, she emphasized that this survival mechanism had become a double-edged sword. In today's world, where physical threats were rare, our brains often turned their vigilant gaze inward, scrutinizing our thoughts and actions as if they were life-or-death situations. It was a revelation for Andrew. Suddenly, he understood that his overthinking was not a personal failing but a quirk of evolution. This newfound perspective gave him a glimmer of hope, a small crack in the fortress of his relentless thoughts. Dr. Roberts went on to discuss practical strategies for managing overthinking. She spoke of mindfulness meditation, a technique that had shown remarkable promise in quieting the mind. Andrew had heard of meditation before but had dismissed it as something reserved for yogis and monks. Yet, as he listened to Dr. Roberts explain the scientific basis behind meditation's effectiveness, he felt a flicker of curiosity. The breaking point for Andrew came when Dr. Roberts shared a simple mindfulness exercise that her patients had found helpful. She asked her audience to close their eyes and take a deep breath, focusing on the sensation of the air entering and leaving their lungs. For a few fleeting moments, Andrew followed along, and in that brief respite from his racing thoughts, he felt a semblance of peace. With the video still playing in the background, Andrew decided that he had reached a turning point. He needed to explore these scientific approaches further, to break free from the cycle of overthinking that had plagued him for so long. And so, armed with newfound knowledge and a glimmer of hope, he embarked on a journey toward understanding and taming his turbulent mind. Determined to overcome the shackles of overthinking that had bound him for years, Andrew embarked on a quest for knowledge. Dr. Sarah Roberts' video had opened a door to a world of scientific approaches, and he was eager to explore it further. His first step was to research more about cognitive psychology. Armed with his laptop and a notebook, Andrew began to devour books, articles, and academic papers on the subject. He learned about the intricacies of the human brain, its evolutionary history, and how it had adapted to a world that was vastly different from the one in which our ancestors lived. One of the key insights he gained was the concept of the default mode network, or DMN, a network of interconnected brain regions that becomes active when the mind is at rest. It was during these moments of rest that people often found themselves lost in thought, ruminating about the past or worrying about the future. Andrew realized that his overthinking was closely tied to the hyperactivity of his DMN. Armed with this understanding, Andrew decided to explore the practical side of managing his overactive mind. Mindfulness meditation, as Dr. Roberts had explained, appeared to be a promising approach. He began by finding resources on meditation techniques, downloading meditation apps, and reading books by experts in the field. In the cozy corner of his living room, Andrew began his meditation journey. At first, it was far from the peaceful experience he had imagined. His mind rebelled, bombarding him with a barrage of thoughts and distractions. But he persisted, following guided meditations that encouraged him to gently redirect his focus to his breath whenever his mind wandered. Days turned into weeks, and Andrew's commitment to meditation deepened. He discovered that mindfulness was not about emptying his mind of thoughts but about observing them without judgment. It was a powerful realization that allowed him to distance himself from the constant chatter of his thoughts. As Andrew continued to meditate, he began to notice subtle changes in his daily life. He found it easier to stay present in conversations, truly listening to others instead of getting lost in his own thoughts. He savored his meals, savoring the flavors and textures as if tasting them for the first time. Small moments of joy began to punctuate his days. But it wasn't just mindfulness meditation that intrigued Andrew. He was on a relentless quest for knowledge, eager to uncover more strategies to conquer his overthinking. His research led him to the world of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, a scientifically proven approach to changing thought patterns. He reached out to a licensed therapist who specialized in CBT, and they began regular sessions. With the therapist's guidance, Andrew learned to identify and challenge his negative thought patterns. He realized that many of his worries were based on irrational fears and distorted thinking. Armed with CBT techniques, he slowly dismantled the mental traps that had held him captive for so long. Andrew's quest for knowledge extended beyond psychology. He delved into the science of positive affirmations, seeking to rewire his brain for optimism. He learned about the power of gratitude and started a daily journal to record the things he was thankful for, no matter how small. As he immersed himself in this journey of self-discovery, Andrew discovered that the quest for knowledge was not just about acquiring facts, it was about understanding the intricacies of his own mind. He was no longer a passive victim of his thoughts but an active explorer, charting new territories within himself. With each stage of his quest, Andrew felt a growing sense of empowerment. He was no longer merely reacting to the whims of his mind, he was learning to steer the ship of his thoughts toward calmer waters. The burden of overthinking was slowly lifting, and in its place, a sense of clarity and peace began to emerge. But the journey was far from over, and the most profound transformations were yet to come. With his quest for knowledge well underway, Andrew found himself drawn deeper into the world of mindfulness meditation. It had become a cornerstone of his efforts to quiet his overactive mind, and he was eager to explore its depths. Every morning, as the first rays of sunlight streamed through his window, Andrew sat cross-legged on a cushion in his designated meditation corner. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath, feeling the cool air fill his lungs and the warmth of the sun on his skin. It was a simple act, but it marked the beginning of a profound journey. Mindfulness meditation, as Andrew had learned, was about being fully present in the moment. It was a practice of observing one's thoughts and sensations without judgment. It required a gentle and non-reactive awareness of whatever arose in the mind. In the early days, Andrew's mind was anything but calm. It was a tempest of thoughts, swirling like leaves in a gusty wind. He often found himself frustrated, wondering if he was doing it wrong. But he reminded himself that meditation was a skill, one that required patience and practice. He started with guided meditations, using smartphone apps and online resources to provide structure to his sessions. These guided sessions walked him through various techniques, from body scans that encouraged awareness of physical sensations to loving-kindness meditations that cultivated feelings of compassion for oneself and others. As the weeks turned into months, Andrew began to notice subtle shifts in his experience. The moments of inner calm became more frequent, like islands of serenity amidst the turbulent sea of his thoughts. He found that he could observe his thoughts without becoming entangled in them. When worries or anxieties arose, he acknowledged them with a sense of detachment, allowing them to pass like clouds across the sky of his consciousness. One of the most profound realizations for Andrew was that mindfulness meditation was not about achieving a thoughtless state. It was not a battle to empty the mind but a practice of befriending it. He learned to treat his thoughts with kindness, acknowledging that they were a natural part of the human experience. Outside of his formal meditation sessions, Andrew began to incorporate mindfulness into his daily life. He practiced mindful eating, savoring each bite of his meals with full attention. He took mindful walks, paying close attention to the sensation of his feet touching the ground and the rustling of leaves in the breeze. Gradually, these moments of mindfulness began to infuse his life with a sense of richness and depth. Mindfulness also helped Andrew navigate the challenges of his overthinking mind. When he faced a situation that would typically trigger a torrent of anxious thoughts, he would take a deep breath and ground himself in the present moment. This simple act of mindfulness allowed him to respond to the situation with greater clarity and composure. As Andrew continued his practice, he discovered that mindfulness was not just a technique but a way of life. It was a path to greater self-awareness and self-acceptance. He realized that the journey to stop overthinking was not about eradicating thoughts but about finding peace amidst them. His quest for knowledge had led him to this transformative practice, and he knew that there was still much to explore on the path of mindfulness. With each session, he felt a deeper connection to himself and to the world around him. The burden of overthinking was gradually lifting, and in its place, a profound sense of inner peace was taking root. As Andrew continued his journey into mindfulness meditation, he encountered a phase that he would come to recognize as the turbulent mind. This stage brought with it both challenges and breakthroughs, as he navigated the swirling currents of his thoughts and emotions. The early days of mindfulness practice had been marked by moments of peace and clarity amidst the chaos of his overactive mind. However, as Andrew delved deeper into meditation, he discovered that the turbulence within him had not subsided entirely. In fact, it seemed to intensify at times. During meditation sessions, Andrew's mind would often rebel, as if protesting the newfound discipline he was trying to instill. Thoughts rushed in like a torrential downpour, pulling him into their currents. He would find himself lost in daydreams, worrying about unfinished tasks, or replaying conversations from days gone by. At first, Andrew felt disheartened by this apparent regression. He had expected meditation to be a magic wand that would instantly calm the tempest within. But he soon realized that mindfulness was not a quick fix, it was a gradual process of transformation. With the guidance of his meditation resources and the wisdom he had gathered from his research, Andrew learned to approach the turbulent mind with a spirit of curiosity and compassion. Instead of berating himself for being unable to silence his thoughts, he embraced the idea that mindfulness was about observing these thoughts without judgment. He imagined his thoughts as leaves floating on the surface of a river. Instead of trying to stop the flow, he allowed them to drift by, acknowledging their presence and then returning his focus to his breath. It was a simple but powerful shift in perspective. Over time, Andrew began to notice a subtle change. While the turbulence persisted, he was becoming less entangled in it. His awareness of the thoughts allowed him to maintain a sense of distance from them. He realized that his thoughts did not define him, they were merely passing clouds in the sky of his consciousness. Outside of meditation, this newfound skill proved invaluable in his daily life. When faced with a stressful situation at work or a challenging interaction with a friend, Andrew no longer felt swept away by his thoughts and emotions. He could step back, observe his reactions, and choose how to respond mindfully. As the turbulent mind continued to ebb and flow, Andrew came to see it as a natural part of the human experience. Just as the ocean had calm days and stormy ones, so did the mind. Mindfulness meditation had given him the tools to navigate these inner storms with grace and resilience. One day, during a particularly stormy meditation session, something remarkable happened. As Andrew sat in stillness, observing the whirlwind of his thoughts, he felt a profound sense of acceptance wash over him. It was as if a gentle hand had reached out from within, reassuring him that it was okay to have a turbulent mind. Tears welled up in his eyes as he realized that he no longer needed to fight against himself. He could embrace his thoughts, turbulent as they were, with compassion and understanding. In that moment, a profound shift occurred within him, and he felt a deep sense of inner peace. The turbulent mind, once a source of frustration and resistance, had become a teacher. It had taught Andrew the importance of patience, self-compassion, and the art of letting go. It had shown him that the path to stopping overthinking was not about eliminating thoughts but about finding harmony with them. With this newfound wisdom, Andrew continued his journey with renewed vigor. He knew that there were more stages to explore, and he was eager to see where mindfulness meditation would lead him next. The turbulent mind had been a challenging teacher, but it had also been a catalyst for transformation, bringing him one step closer to the serenity he sought. As Andrew continued his quest to stop overthinking and master mindfulness meditation, he discovered the profound impact of establishing a daily routine. This stage marked a pivotal moment in his journey, as he harnessed the power of consistency and discipline to nurture his evolving mindfulness practice. Realizing that the benefits of mindfulness meditation grew stronger with regularity, Andrew decided to incorporate it into his daily routine. He understood that consistency was key to retraining his mind and taming his overthinking tendencies. Each morning, he woke up at the same time, well before the sun painted the sky with its golden hues. This early rise allowed him to savor the tranquility of dawn, a time when the world seemed to hold its breath. With a steaming cup of herbal tea in hand, Andrew made his way to his designated meditation corner. There, surrounded by the soft glow of candlelight, he would sit in silence, adopting the familiar cross-legged posture. The stillness of the morning created an ideal backdrop for his practice. He found that the quiet hours before the world awoke were a sanctuary for mindfulness, a time when his mind was less cluttered with the distractions of daily life. Andrew's morning meditation sessions became a sacred ritual. He would begin by taking a few deep breaths, grounding himself in the present moment. Then, he would close his eyes and shift his focus to his breath, feeling the gentle rise and fall of his chest. It was a simple yet profound act, a reminder that each breath was a new beginning. With each inhale and exhale, Andrew observed his thoughts as they arose. Sometimes they were like noisy neighbors, clamoring for attention. Other times, they were fleeting wisps of memory or anticipation. Regardless of their form, Andrew met them with an open heart, acknowledging their presence without attachment. This daily routine of meditation brought remarkable changes to Andrew's life. He found that the stillness of his morning practice lingered throughout the day. He approached his daily tasks with a sense of mindfulness, savoring the small joys of life that had once gone unnoticed. Andrew's work, once plagued by overthinking and self-doubt, became a canvas for his newfound clarity of mind. He approached each task with focused attention, and his creativity began to flourish. His colleagues noticed the change in him, marveling at his ability to stay calm and composed under pressure. Outside of work, Andrew's relationships benefited from his newfound presence. He was more attuned to the needs and feelings of his friends and family. Conversations became deeper and more meaningful, as he listened with an open heart rather than getting lost in his thoughts. In the evening, after the day had unfolded like a tapestry of mindful moments, Andrew returned to his meditation corner. He knew that the challenges of overthinking still lurked, but his daily routine of mindfulness had become a source of strength and resilience. Over time, Andrew's daily routine expanded to include other mindfulness practices. He explored mindful eating, savoring the flavors and textures of his meals. He took mindful walks, immersing himself in the beauty of nature and the rhythm of his footsteps. These practices deepened his connection to the world around him, reinforcing the lessons of his meditation. One of the most significant changes in Andrew's routine was the addition of a gratitude journal. Each night, before retiring to bed, he would reflect on the day's blessings. He noted the moments of joy, the acts of kindness he had encountered, and the simple pleasures that had brought a smile to his face. This practice of gratitude was like a bridge between mindfulness and positivity. It allowed Andrew to shift his focus from the worries of the past and future to the abundance of the present moment. It was a reminder that, even in the midst of life's challenges, there was much to be thankful for. The power of routine had transformed Andrew's life. His daily commitment to mindfulness meditation and related practices had become a steady anchor in the ever-changing sea of his thoughts and emotions. It was a testament to the profound impact that consistency and discipline could have on one's journey to stop overthinking and find inner peace. As Andrew's mindfulness practice deepened and his overthinking began to wane, he experienced a remarkable and unexpected transformation, the rebirth of his creativity. It was a stage that brought color and vibrancy back into his life, filling his days with a newfound sense of purpose and joy. Throughout his life, Andrew had always been a creative soul. In his youth, he had been an avid painter, filling canvases with bold strokes of color and intricate details. However, as the burden of overthinking took hold, his creative pursuits had fallen by the wayside. The weight of his thoughts had stifled his imagination, leaving his artistic spirit dormant. But now, as he delved deeper into mindfulness and self-discovery, he began to feel a stirring within him. It started with small inklings of inspiration, a vivid dream, a burst of color in a sunset, or the delicate scent of a blooming flower. These moments of sensory richness seemed to awaken something deep within Andrew's soul. One evening, as he sat in his meditation corner, he noticed a blank canvas leaning against the wall. It had been there for years, untouched and forgotten. But on this particular night, as he gazed upon it, he felt an irresistible urge to pick up a paintbrush. With a sense of trepidation and excitement, Andrew dipped his brush into a palette of vibrant colors. He allowed his hand to move freely, without the constraints of a plan or expectation. The canvas became a playground for his emotions, a place where he could express the beauty and complexity of his inner world. As he painted, something extraordinary happened. The worries and doubts that had plagued his mind began to recede. His thoughts quieted, and he entered a state of flow, where each brushstroke was a dance of creativity. It was as if his overactive mind had found an outlet for its energy, channeling it into the act of creation. Andrew's paintings were a reflection of his journey. They were a mix of vibrant colors and intricate patterns, mirroring the intricate tapestry of his mind. Some paintings were bold and energetic, while others were serene and contemplative. Each canvas told a story of his inner world, a story of transformation and rebirth. As he continued to paint, Andrew found that creativity permeated other aspects of his life as well. His work became a playground for innovation, as he approached challenges with a fresh perspective and an open mind. He discovered new solutions and approached problems with a sense of curiosity, rather than fear. Creativity also seeped into his relationships. He found joy in planning surprise outings for his friends, crafting thoughtful gifts, and cooking delicious meals with an artistic flair. His newfound creativity became a way to connect with others on a deeper level, expressing his love and appreciation through acts of kindness and creativity. One of the most profound shifts occurred in Andrew's self-perception. He no longer saw himself as a prisoner of his thoughts but as a creator of his own reality. The act of painting had taught him that he could shape his inner world and transform it into something beautiful and meaningful. Andrew's journey was a testament to the power of mindfulness and its ability to unlock the wellspring of creativity within. It was a reminder that, even in the darkest of times, the human spirit could find a way to flourish and shine. The rebirth of his creativity was a stage of his journey that brought him immeasurable joy and a profound sense of purpose, and it served as a beacon of hope for others on their own paths to self-discovery. As Andrew's journey to stop overthinking continued, he found that one of the most transformative stages was the deepening of his connections with others. It was a phase that brought him a profound sense of belonging and fulfillment, as he realized the importance of community and the healing power of human connection. In the early days of his mindfulness practice, Andrew had often felt like a solitary traveler on his path to inner peace. He would sit alone in his meditation corner, exploring the depths of his mind, and it was a solitary endeavor that had its own rewards. However, as he delved further into his practice, he began to understand the importance of sharing his journey with others. One evening, after a particularly profound meditation session, Andrew decided to reach out to others who might be experiencing similar struggles with overthinking. He remembered a local support group for mindfulness and mental wellness that he had heard about, and he decided to attend a meeting. Walking into the meeting room, Andrew felt a mixture of apprehension and hope. The room was filled with people from all walks of life, each with their own battles against the weight of their thoughts. As he listened to their stories and shared his own experiences, he felt a sense of connection that he had never known before. The support group became a lifeline for Andrew. It was a place where he could be vulnerable, sharing his triumphs and setbacks without fear of judgment. He found solace in the knowledge that he was not alone in his struggles, and he drew strength from the stories of resilience and recovery he heard from others. Beyond the support group, Andrew's deepening connection with others extended to his friends and family. He began to share his mindfulness practices with them, inviting them to join him in meditation sessions or mindful walks. These shared experiences deepened their bonds and brought a new level of understanding to their relationships. One of the most profound changes occurred in Andrew's romantic life. He had long struggled with overthinking in the realm of love, second-guessing every interaction and fearing rejection. But as he continued to work on himself and share his journey with others, he met someone who embraced his authentic self. Their connection was built on a foundation of mindfulness and open communication. They encouraged each other to be present in their relationship, to listen with empathy, and to express their feelings honestly. It was a partnership based on mutual support and understanding, and it brought Andrew a deep sense of love and acceptance. Andrew's newfound ability to connect with others extended to his work as well. He realized that his journey had equipped him with valuable insights into human behavior and the power of mindfulness. He began to offer mindfulness workshops to his colleagues, helping them manage stress and improve their focus. His impact on his workplace was palpable, as the culture shifted toward greater empathy and collaboration. As he continued to connect with others, Andrew's journey became less about personal growth and more about collective well-being. He understood that his experiences could serve as a source of inspiration and support for others on their own paths to inner peace. The stage of connecting with others brought Andrew a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment. It was a reminder that, while the journey to stop overthinking was deeply personal, it was also a journey that could be shared and amplified through the bonds of human connection. As he walked this path hand in hand with others, he discovered the beauty of collective healing and the strength that came from supporting one another. In his ongoing quest to conquer overthinking and lead a life filled with positivity, Andrew encountered a stage that involved the science of positive affirmations. This stage marked a pivotal moment in his journey, where he harnessed the power of words to reshape his thoughts and beliefs. Positive affirmations were not a new concept to Andrew. He had heard about them in self-help books and wellness circles, but he had dismissed them as mere platitudes. However, as he delved deeper into the science of mindfulness, he began to appreciate the profound impact that words could have on the mind. Through his research, Andrew learned that positive affirmations were not just empty slogans, they were a scientifically backed tool for rewiring the brain. The brain had a remarkable ability to adapt and change, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. This meant that by consistently repeating positive statements, one could create new neural pathways that fostered optimism and self-belief. Excited by this newfound knowledge, Andrew began to incorporate positive affirmations into his daily routine. Each morning, after his meditation session, he would stand before the mirror and recite a series of affirmations with conviction and sincerity. I am capable of handling whatever comes my way. I am deserving of love and happiness. I trust myself and my decisions. My thoughts are a source of strength and positivity. At first, it felt awkward and uncomfortable. Andrew's overthinking mind would often resist these affirmations, offering counterarguments and skepticism. But he persevered, understanding that change required patience and consistency. Over time, something remarkable happened. Andrew began to notice subtle shifts in his thought patterns. The persistent doubts and self-criticisms that had plagued him for years began to lose their grip. Instead, a sense of self-assurance and self-compassion started to take root. The science behind positive affirmations became evident in Andrew's daily life. He found that he was more resilient in the face of challenges, as his affirmations had bolstered his belief in his abilities. He approached new opportunities with a sense of optimism, knowing that he was deserving of success and happiness. Positive affirmations also had a profound impact on his relationships. He communicated more openly and honestly with his loved ones, unburdened by the fear of judgment or rejection. His words and actions were infused with kindness and positivity, creating a ripple effect of warmth and connection. As he continued to explore the science of positive affirmations, Andrew discovered that the key to their effectiveness lay in repetition and belief. The more he repeated his affirmations, the more deeply they penetrated his subconscious mind. They became ingrained in his thought patterns, shaping his perception of himself and the world around him. Andrew also learned that it was essential to choose affirmations that resonated with his authentic self. Affirmations that felt forced or insincere were less effective. By selecting statements that aligned with his values and aspirations, he was able to create a genuine sense of empowerment and positivity. This stage of Andrew's journey was a testament to the power of intention and the science of the mind. Through the consistent practice of positive affirmations, he had rewired his thought patterns, replacing self-doubt with self-belief and overthinking with clarity. It was a reminder that the path to inner peace was not solely about mindfulness but also about the deliberate cultivation of positivity and self-love. As Andrew's journey to stop overthinking continued, he arrived at a pivotal stage, taking action. It was the culmination of all he had learned and experienced on his path to inner peace, where he harnessed the power of mindfulness, positive affirmations, and connection with others to transform his life in meaningful ways. With his newfound clarity of mind and a deep sense of purpose, Andrew realized that it was time to put his knowledge and experiences into action. He had traveled a long and transformative road, and now he sought to make a positive impact not only on his own life but also on the lives of others. One of the first actions Andrew took was to become a mentor for individuals struggling with overthinking and anxiety. Drawing upon his own journey and the wisdom he had gained, he provided guidance and support to those in need. He shared mindfulness techniques, the science of positive affirmations, and the importance of seeking community and connection. Andrew also extended his reach beyond his immediate circle by offering workshops and webinars on mindfulness and mental wellness. His passion for helping others find inner peace was palpable, and his authenticity resonated with those seeking guidance on their own paths to well-being. In his workplace, Andrew became an advocate for mental health and mindfulness initiatives. He spearheaded programs that encouraged employees to prioritize their mental wellness, providing resources and support for stress management and emotional resilience. His efforts fostered a culture of empathy and self-care within the organization. But Andrew's actions were not limited to the professional realm. He also embraced the concept of compassionate action, seeking opportunities to give back to his community and make a positive impact on the world. He volunteered at local shelters, offered free mindfulness classes to underprivileged youth, and organized charity events to support mental health organizations. In his personal life, Andrew continued to nurture his relationships, recognizing that connection with loved ones was a profound form of action. He made an effort to express his love and appreciation openly, strengthening the bonds that brought him so much joy and support. The power of taking action extended to Andrew's own well-being as well. He pursued new interests and hobbies, from painting and writing to hiking and yoga. These activities not only brought him joy but also served as outlets for creativity and self-expression. One of the most significant actions Andrew took was to set clear intentions for his life. He had come to understand that overthinking often stemmed from a lack of direction and purpose. By defining his values and aspirations, he created a roadmap for his future, guided by a sense of meaning and fulfillment. Through the practice of setting intentions, Andrew was able to align his actions with his deepest desires. He pursued career opportunities that resonated with his values, cultivated relationships that nurtured his growth, and made choices that honored his well-being. Taking action became a way of life for Andrew, a dynamic and purposeful way to live each day. It was a reminder that the journey to inner peace was not passive but active, a continuous process of growth, self-discovery, and service to others. As he looked back on his journey, Andrew realized that the transformation he had undergone was not just a personal triumph but a gift he could share with the world. His actions were a testament to the enduring power of mindfulness, positive affirmations, and human connection. They were a reminder that by taking intentional steps toward a life filled with purpose and compassion, one could overcome overthinking and find lasting peace. After years of dedicated practice and personal growth, Andrew had arrived at a stage that could be best described as mindful living. It was a stage where mindfulness had become an integral part of his daily life, guiding his choices, enriching his experiences, and allowing him to navigate the complexities of existence with grace and equanimity. Mindful living was not just about meditation sessions or moments of deliberate mindfulness, it was a way of being in the world. It was an approach to life that prioritized presence, awareness, and compassion in all aspects of daily existence. Andrew's mornings still began with meditation, but it had evolved beyond a mere practice. It had become a foundation for his day. He woke up with a sense of gratitude for the gift of a new day and dedicated the first moments of his morning to quiet reflection. Throughout the day, whether at work or in his personal life, Andrew practiced mindfulness in various forms. He listened attentively in conversations, truly hearing what others had to say without judgment or distraction. He approached his tasks with focused attention, savoring the process rather than fixating on outcomes. Mindful eating had become a way of nourishing his body and soul. He savored each bite of his meals, appreciating the flavors and textures that unfolded on his palate. He ate with gratitude, recognizing the interconnectedness of all living beings that had contributed to his food. In his daily walks, Andrew took deliberate steps, feeling the earth beneath his feet and the rhythm of his breath. He observed the beauty of the natural world, finding solace in the simple wonders of a blooming flower or a rustling leaf. Each moment of mindful walking was a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life. In his relationships, Andrew had become a pillar of support and understanding. He communicated openly and honestly, holding space for the emotions and experiences of others. His presence was a source of comfort, and his empathy created a sense of safety and trust. One of the most profound aspects of mindful living was the cultivation of compassion, both for oneself and for others. Andrew had learned that self-compassion was not a form of self-indulgence but a necessary foundation for genuine compassion toward others. He treated himself with kindness and gentleness, acknowledging his imperfections and vulnerabilities without judgment. Compassion extended beyond his immediate circle. Andrew had become a passionate advocate for social justice and environmental sustainability. He recognized that mindful living was not just a personal practice but a way to contribute to a more compassionate and sustainable world. One of the hallmarks of mindful living was the ability to respond to life's challenges with equanimity. Andrew had developed resilience in the face of adversity, understanding that difficulties were an inevitable part of the human experience. He met challenges with clarity and composure, using mindfulness as a tool to navigate the storms of life. Mindful living was also a practice of gratitude. Each night, before retiring to bed, Andrew reflected on the day's blessings. He acknowledged the moments of joy, the acts of kindness he had encountered, and the simple pleasures that had brought a smile to his face. It was a reminder that even in the midst of life's challenges, there was much to be thankful for. This stage of mindful living was a testament to the transformative power of mindfulness and its ability to infuse every moment with presence, awareness, and compassion. Andrew had learned that mindfulness was not a destination but a lifelong journey, a path that unfolded with each breath and step. It was a reminder that by living mindfully, one could find profound peace and meaning in the tapestry of existence. As Andrew continued his journey of mindful living, he discovered a profound stage that he had not anticipated: the ripple effect. It was a stage where he realized that the transformation he had undergone had the power to touch the lives of countless others, creating a ripple of positive change in the world. The ripple effect was a concept that Andrew had encountered during his mindfulness studies. It referred to the idea that small actions and changes in one person's life could have far-reaching consequences, impacting not only themselves but also those around them and, ultimately, the world at large. Andrew had always believed that his personal growth and transformation were deeply meaningful to him, but he hadn't fully grasped the potential for his journey to inspire and uplift others. However, as he continued to live mindfully, share his experiences, and offer support to those in need, he began to see the profound impact of his actions. One of the most immediate effects of Andrew's mindful living was on his relationships. His presence, compassion, and authentic communication had a transformative influence on those around him. Friends and family members noticed the positive changes in his demeanor and outlook, and they were drawn to his calm and kind presence. Andrew's work also became a source of inspiration. His colleagues, influenced by his commitment to mindfulness and well-being, started to adopt similar practices. The workplace culture began to shift, becoming more empathetic and focused on collective growth and wellness. The support group for mindfulness and mental wellness that Andrew had joined early in his journey had also been profoundly affected by his presence. He became a mentor and a source of hope for others struggling with overthinking and anxiety. His story of transformation and resilience served as a beacon of light for those in their darkest moments. Beyond his immediate circle, Andrew's actions extended to his community. He volunteered at local shelters, offering his time and expertise in mindfulness and mental wellness. His efforts touched the lives of individuals who had been marginalized and forgotten, giving them a sense of dignity and hope. One of the most powerful aspects of the ripple effect was the way it inspired others to pay it forward. Those who had been influenced by Andrew's journey started their own paths of self-discovery and compassion, creating a chain reaction of positive change. Andrew's actions also extended to the global stage. His advocacy for social justice and environmental sustainability had a ripple effect of its own. He became involved in organizations and initiatives dedicated to creating a more just and sustainable world, amplifying his impact far beyond his immediate community. The ripple effect served as a profound reminder of the interconnectedness of all living beings. Andrew had learned that his journey toward inner peace and mindful living was not just a personal endeavor but a contribution to the well-being of the world. It was a testament to the power of individual transformation to create a wave of positive change that could touch the lives of countless others. As Andrew reflected on the ripple effect, he realized that his journey had come full circle. What had begun as a quest to stop overthinking and find inner peace had evolved into a mission to inspire and uplift those around him. He understood that the ripple of positive change he had set in motion would continue to spread, touching the hearts and souls of people he may never meet. The ripple effect was a stage of profound fulfillment and purpose, a reminder that by living mindfully, authentically, and compassionately, one could contribute to a more beautiful and compassionate world. Andrew had become a living testament to the power of mindfulness and the capacity of one individual to make a difference in the lives of many. As Andrew's journey of mindfulness, transformation, and positive impact continued to unfold, he arrived at a stage that could only be described as the new beginning. It was a stage where he realized that life was an ever-evolving journey, and each moment was an opportunity to embrace change, growth, and renewal. The new beginning was not the end of his journey, it was a point of departure for new adventures, new lessons, and new horizons. It marked a profound shift in his perspective, where he saw each day as a chance to reinvent himself, to deepen his practice, and to continue making a positive difference in the world. Andrew had learned that mindfulness was not a destination to be reached but a lifelong journey to be embraced. He continued to meditate, to live with intention, and to nurture his connections with others. These practices remained an integral part of his daily life, providing him with a steady anchor in the ever-changing sea of existence. One of the most significant changes in Andrew's life during this stage was his decision to become a mindfulness teacher. He had realized that his journey had equipped him with valuable insights and a deep reservoir of compassion to guide others on their paths to well-being. He completed formal training and began offering mindfulness courses and workshops, both in person and online. As a teacher, Andrew witnessed the transformative power of mindfulness in the lives of his students. He saw individuals break free from the shackles of overthinking, find inner peace, and experience a profound sense of well-being. The ripple effect continued, as his students, in turn, touched the lives of others. The new beginning also brought new challenges and opportunities. Andrew faced moments of doubt and uncertainty, but he had learned to approach these experiences with mindfulness and self-compassion. He understood that life's challenges were not setbacks but opportunities for growth and learning. Andrew's creative endeavors had continued to flourish. He wrote books and articles, painted vibrant canvases, and used his creativity to inspire others. His artistic expression had become a way to communicate the beauty and complexity of the human experience. In his personal life, Andrew had cultivated a loving and supportive relationship with his partner, built on a foundation of mindfulness, open communication, and shared values. They embarked on adventures together, exploring the world and nurturing their connection. One of the most profound aspects of the new beginning was Andrew's commitment to self-care. He understood that taking care of himself was not selfish but necessary for his well-being and his ability to serve others. He embraced practices that nourished his body, mind, and soul, ensuring that he had the energy and resilience to continue his journey. The new beginning was a stage of continuous renewal and reinvention. Andrew knew that the journey of mindful living was a never-ending exploration, where each day brought new insights and opportunities. It was a reminder that life was a precious gift, and every moment was a chance to create a more beautiful, compassionate, and mindful world. As he looked ahead to the endless possibilities of the new beginning, Andrew felt a profound sense of gratitude for the path he had walked and the transformation he had experienced. He knew that the journey was ongoing, but he embraced it with an open heart, eager to embrace each moment as a new beginning, a fresh opportunity, and a chance to make a positive impact on the world.